America in a lot of senses. Don't look at Black America to come be your champion no more. That's done. We want to champion ourselves. We want to look at what's going on in Black America. Not America, Black America. Go deal with your issue, your problems. Part of resting or even delineation, because I know we talk about delineation in the sense of, the greater diaspora, but we also, as part of separating ourselves from the greater rest of America too, into our own situation and dealing with our problems. Don't look this way. Number two, I'm gonna tell you why Black Americans aren't there. If Renee was a Black woman and she did exactly what she did in that video, Black people wouldn't defend her either. You know why? Because Black Americans would say, nah, that girl know better than that. Go mess with them police. She know good and well with them many police surrounding her with guns. She just better go ahead and get out of that car. No. She went pressed her gas, went toward that cop, and we saw the video. Black America wouldn't even be supporting that. But once again, Black Americans, the reason why we can come out and actually fight for justice is because we don't go toward the police. We don't get involved in their business. They tell us stay away.
Now y'all looking at us like, man, only y'all can save the country. Only y'all can speak out against this. Only y'all can speak out against that. Why would we want to speak out against it? See, that's another thing that backfired against you. Why would we want to speak out against your system getting destroyed? The system that tried to tell us it was unprofessional for us to wear our natural hair. The system that call everything we do ghetto until they can motherfucking take it over and claim it as theirs. See, y'all did too motherfucking much. The system that try to get other fake black tethers to come over here and play stereotypical roles in movies and get fake black tethers to be our leaders and destroy our community with this bullshit. Now you want our help to preserve it, to say this shit? No, hell no. We celebrate. Same way when fake Queen Elizabeth, when she motherfucking passed forms and motherfuckers was celebrating and y'all couldn't understand the shit. Like, did y'all really think motherfuckers was not performing, being proud of this shit over here? What the fuck is it for us to celebrate out of this fake American dream? Why would we celebrate it? I just need to understand that. That's kind of the roaches and raid thing, ain't it? So y'all thought because niggas was over here performing to get by that we actually like this. Y'all should know it's in our nature to rebel against the BS. And now y'all suffering the same shit as a group because people done got more conscious. So now they done turned up the heat. Now a lot of y'all got that special 2020 medicine just like the blacks. A lot of y'all eating this food that's tainted just like the blacks. Just drinking this water. Breathing this air that's tainted just like the blacks. Now y'all got an epidemic, the fin, like we had ours. Yeah. Now all of the single mom stuff, now it didn't hit y'all. Yeah. Everything y'all to try to throw in the mix to fuck us over, y'all getting it full-fledged. Yeah. You try to put all this bullshit in our culture. You had the small hats trying to influence our culture, not realizing we set the culture. So now all these other groups is following us. And it ain't just white tea. All you other groups that hated on us and that was racist against us, it's backfired now. Now all your women want us.
Why aren't black people protesting? Where were black people during the hands-off demonstrations? I am so glad you asked. 3 quick points. 1. White people have a bad habit of only recognizing black people's work when that work happens in white people's spaces and with white people's approval. Take as much time as you need to process that. But we've been working. We've been building. We've been protesting. Many of you all just aren't paying attention until you realize that our bodies aren't on the front lines of your protests. Black organizers pulled together a 24-hour counter program to Trump's Trump's State of the Union, reaching more than 1 million collective streaming viewers. Black communities are leading a very successful boycott against Target stores across the country for changing their public stance on DEI. And at least one Black community has taken up arms to protect their kids against the pro-Trump white nationalist groups trying to intimidate them. Black folks aren't missing. Black folks are working. Point 2. Protests in the streets have their time and their place. But if we learned anything from 2020, it's that what we need right now is real political power. Like knocking doors and organizing Black voters in Louisiana to defeat a constitutional amendment. An amendment, mind you, that would have made it easier to send minors to adult jails and prisons for longer sentences. And that effort was led, you guessed it, by Black people.
Early voting was powered by Black voters. They turned out in huge numbers. The folks who made that happen join us right now.
Point number 3. It's clear that Black people aren't taking a break from the work. The evidence is everywhere, if you're looking for it. But have you considered that Black people might be taking a break from doing our work on your terms?
I have a question for you. If there was a Black community that had stolen over $1 billion from our federal government or our state government, what would happen to them? If people in Oak Cliff, Texas, which is made up mostly of minorities, Black people and Hispanic people, what would happen to them? Do you think that anyone in our government would let them go for decades, stealing from Medicaid and Medicare to the level that we've seen Somalis do it in Minnesota? So for all of the people that are saying this is a racial situation, let me tell you what racism would have done to this. It is no way that they would have let communities steal millions of dollars and billions of dollars in programs that were meant for autistic children, or programs that were meant to feed people when they said they were feeding, 3,000 people a day and they only saw 24. They would not have allowed this to happen if these people were regular Americans. If these were regular African Americans or regular Hispanic Americans, this would not have happened in our United States. But our Democrat Party wants you to believe that this is a racial situation because, that's what they do. Everything is based on race. But let me just say this, from this one Black woman, I have seen people in Dallas and all over Texas go to jail for $35,000 in theft. But the thing that gets me the most about all of this fraud and corruption that's going on in Minnesota is the attitudes of the people involved. The people that live in all of these communities, these Somalis, are now threatening Americans. They're not even telling us that they're going to take over the United States.
So as soon as we find out who you are, trust you will be dealt with. Period.
You know what? Russia hasn't done that yet. China hasn't done that yet. You were brought here as refugees from a small country that had almost no money. But you want all Americans to be afraid of a community that has taken and stolen from U.S. taxpayers.
The Somali community has been engaged in massive, endemic, systematic fraud against the American taxpayer for years. We're going to discover ultimately, and we are in the throes right now of a full-throated, all-hands-on-deck federal investigation, is that the scope, scale, size, and sheer magnitude of the fraud eclipses anybody's worst nightmare. Look, according to official government records, 90% of Somali households with children are on federal welfare. The real number is probably 100% because federal records always undercount. So you're talking about a population that has been imported into Minnesota in which virtually every single member of that population is receiving welfare from the federal government. This could very well end up, Laura, being the greatest financial fraud scandal in American history.
And so all of you people that have made comments about it's just racist, really, let me just tell you something. I don't care what race you are. If all of my cousins are stealing from me, I'm going to be mad at my cousins and I'm going to call the police on them.